Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brian, the over 60 guy. It's man, it's not even 8 o'clock, and the sun's just really coming down. It's getting warm on the coast here. It's absolutely beautiful. It's super quiet today. So today on the over 60 guy, I'd like to talk about travel tips, especially as we get older. Especially, I can't imagine when I'm hitting 70. What travel is going to look like. My wife and I just recently took a trip to the Balkans and Turkey, a little over 2 weeks. Man, it was action packed for ourselves, and I can't imagine in 10 years what that's going to be like, especially if I don't continue to stay strong, stay active, stay walking. And so as you know, I like to bring good information to this audience, stuff that they can use and stuff that maybe the travel industry isn't telling us. They want to book us on these all-inclusive trips to Europe where we're, spending 2 weeks and going here to there, and, we're flying in and off different time zones, or maybe we're heading to Alaska and, they're booking excursions day one. And man, when we're older, our bodies and our minds aren't necessarily ready for all that action. So we have to be smart when we travel. And so today I'd like to break some of that stuff down to you. If this is your first time on my channel, I say welcome. I like to talk about all things health and travel, some technology and faith. But today I want to talk about some travel tips. And stick around. Some of these, I think 4 and 5 are very interesting. So what do we do? Let's break down some travel tips. I like to make notes. Especially so I don't forget important information. So travel tip number 1: pack light, pack right. Use lightweight suitcases and small backpacks, crossbody or essentials. Bring only your versatile layered outfits to reduce your baggage weight. As we get older, things get a little heavier. We're hauling that around long airport terminals, etc. So the lighter we pack, the better. And then make sure you pack your medications, ID, insurance info, health documents in your carry-on. We like to make a copy of that, photocopy of that, put it in that outside packet that we can gain access, and also include a list of prescriptions, allergies, emergency contact information, in case, God forbid, something happens and someone around just needs to figure that out. You could put it in a lanyard, around your neck or on your body. So that'll definitely help. And then start smart with your friendly planning. When you plan the trip, avoid exhaustion layovers. Book nonstop if you can. Flights, especially long flights, 12-hour, 8-hour, they just knock you out. You're crossing time zones. You're gonna be super tired. So when you book nonstop, if you can, that's gonna reduce your fatigue. And travel during the spring and fall to avoid the heat. Right now it's getting super hot here in Georgia. It would not be a fun time to travel. Crowds are more. You get tired and exhausted more in the heat. So try to travel your plans in the spring and fall, and then build rest days into your journey. It takes a little bit more for us to recover as we get older, especially when you get in your 70s. I can imagine it's going to be more. You're going to be more tired. So build in those rest times into your itinerary. Notify airlines and crews in advance of any assistance that you need. So if you're going to need a wheelchair or something like that, or assistance coming on and off the plane, just let them know in advance so they can be ready for you. That's definitely going to help you. Prioritize hydration and snacks. Man, I'm always talking about drink water. Avoid sugary drinks. Those will give you those spikes, those energy spikes up and down. Don't take the Coke on the plane. Just grab the water. They give you free water on those planes. And then, and then healthy snacks. I did a lesson a while back on healthy snacks. and check that out. You want to eat stuff that's going to encourage your body to have energy between eating. And so, yeah, healthy snacks are good. And then keep some sort of like electrolyte tablets in your that you can add to your water. We definitely need electrolytes as our bodies deplete. We're going to need to increase the electrolytes, and so grab those too. Prevent in-flight circulation problems. This is the one I thought was interesting. Long flights include risk of deep vein thrombosis, they call. And so what you want to do is be careful of these long flights. Stand, stretch every few hours, even while seated. You can do your ankle rolls and your wrist rolls. Do stuff like that. That will encourage circulation. You can also wear compression socks to stay better circulated, and you want to stay hydrated. So that's that water. And book an aisle seat if you can, so that you can get in and out easier. So when you book your travel, not only do you want to book, one way or nonstop if you can, you also want to try to stay on the aisle so that you can get out, get up. It all starts with the planning. If you have someone who can help you plan this, a travel buddy or a planning buddy, make sure they write down these notes. Again, you can get these notes from me free. Just email me, over60guy@hotmail.com. Ask for the travel notes, and I'll send them to you. Get medical and evacuation insurance. This is so important, especially when you're traveling overseas. Buy that short-term medical evacuation plans. There's plenty of them out there that you can get in Google. They'll help you with emergency medical care, air ambulance service, evacuation covers, reimbursement for trip itineraries, interruption. And so very important to buy that travel insurance. Lots of them online that you can buy, you can shop. Go with the reputable one. And so that's so important. Travel tip number 6, navigate airport and security like a pro. Passengers 75 and older are eligible for expedited TSA screening, no shoes removal. So if you're 75 or over, when you head through the screening process, let the TSA know. They're not going to make you take off your shoes. They're going to expedite you. And so use this to your advantage, okay? Request wheelchair assistance and electrical carts at booking or check-in. So when you go to the check-in counter, let them know that you're going to need some assistance, and they'll help you. That's going to process you through a lot quicker. And use lanyards and folders to keep boarding passes and documents handy. That's very important. You can go to like the Staples or the Office Depot or whatever. You can get a big landing, and you can put those documents and then stuff them in your jacket or shirt as you're traveling. And then use that to keep your important documents on. That'll help you expedite through a lot quicker. And plan transportation and mobility support at your destination. So when you call ahead on your reservation, make sure you ask for these same mobility aids, scooters, and accessible tours. So if you're booking tours, make sure that they're accessible to some of these aids for you. And consider small group tours with slower paced itineraries and guide support. So if you're going on these cruises, or if you're going on these European trips or South America trips, try to break it down. Just see if there's options for smaller, slower paced tours. Smaller and slower paced tours. That's definitely going to help you. Tip number 8, be sun safe and weather ready. Especially when you're traveling to hot or cold climates. If you're traveling in the spring and fall, that's probably going to be better for you. But in hot climates, go ahead and apply your SPF 30 every morning. Wear your hat, sunglasses, light, breathable clothing. Those are the kind of things you're going to want. And make sure you watch out for exhaustion, hints of exhaustion. So important. If you're starting to get headaches, if you're starting to feel dizzy, if you have a rapid pulse, you need to let somebody know. That could be a sign of heat exhaustion, especially if you have a history of heat exhaustion. Let people know. You know, you need to talk and communicate with people. When you're in colder climates, you need to layer your clothing. All right, layer your clothing. If you start getting too active and getting hot, you can take a piece off to keep your body, you know, your body stable and regulated. And then watch out for signs of hypothermia, especially if you're going to, like, one of my friends, he likes to go to these exotic trips like Antarctica or, you know, way up in Greenland. Man, you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you go in climates like that. So especially as we get older. Number 9, stay connected and safe. Leave your itinerary with a family member or friend. So important, so important. Anytime my wife travels, like if she travels with my daughter, they went to Mexico, or my other daughter, she took my son to Costa Rica. And so I always get a copy of their itinerary, and they're letting me know, you know, where they're gonna be, where I can expect them, what hotels they're staying at, just in case of an emergency, especially when we're older. It's so important to leave a copy of our itineraries with our family, our loved one, our neighbor, that kind of thing. Keep a paper backup of passport, medical information, and travel insurance. So important. We always make a copy and we keep it locked up in our suitcase. You can also, when you go to the checkout, you can have those suitcases wrapped, you know. You can keep a lock on it, that kind of thing. If you're going to countries where they give you travel warnings, make sure you understand where the U.S. Embassy is in case of an emergency. And then also consider carrying a GPS tracker or an emergency alert device. You can also set up on your phone, you know, where everybody can understand where you're at on your phone. There's lots of apps that'll help you with that, to stay connected with your family and friends. Main thing is, if emergency happens, you want to have people who will notify, especially if you're in the hospital, that lanyard will help, that kind of thing. And then lean on local, final tip number 10, lean on local resources and stay aware. Know how to dial local emergency numbers in your destination. Write this down, you know, get my tips, write all these notes down, so before you travel, you have everything ready for you. Don't be afraid to ask the hotel staff or guides and fellow travelers for help. And then avoid risky areas at night, of course. And then always trust your gut. Always trust your gut. When you travel is disruption that you're making from your normal schedule. And so the more planning, the more aware you are, the more things that you do ahead of time, it'll help you to have much better time. I think the most important thing is understand that when you're traveling and going a long distance, everything about your body is going to be disrupted. And so if you're not working right now to try to get healthy, I recommend that you walk daily. I recommend that you try to do some physical strength like squats and push-ups. Strengthen your body, stay healthy, stay hydrated, stay away from sugar. Sugar's the devil. And, you know, stay strong. And when you travel happy. So I hope these tips will help you. And if you've never liked or subscribed to my channel, I appreciate if you would do that. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace. Until next time, have a great day.